So this is a segment that Chris and I, Mount Vernon Kid and I, do where what if two characters not fight, but what if they met? And what would they think of one another? So, as you can see from that title, what would Sinestro think of Vegeta? So, not really fight, like I said. What would Vegeta and Sinestro talk about? What would the likes of Thal Sinestro talk with the Prince of Saiyans? Now, it's kind of interesting that these two are kind of alike when you think about it. Sinestro, and you could easily compare Sinestro to the likes of Magneto or someone like that. But with the similarities between Vegeta and Sinestro is that even though Sinestro wasn't born into royalty, he really believed in training hard. He really believed in training hard and ruling through fear. That's something Vegeta was always led to believe, and he still uses. And I'm pretty sure Vegeta, if he existed in the Green Lantern universe, would get a yellow ring. He'd possibly get either a red ring or a yellow ring. And I'm pretty sure Sinestro would be more than welcome to allow him into the Sinestro Corps. Then again, Vegeta would be like, I'm not serving someone under someone else's name. And we're going to call it the Vegeta Corps, bitch. Let's not get into logistics and power levels, shall we? This is just them talking. So, if Vegeta and Sinestro ever met, I can only imagine what they could talk about. You know, Thal's homeworld was ruled under, his homeworld was pretty much ruled and treated badly when he left. When he no longer had power, he had to destroy his own Lantern Corps, only to reactivate it with the power of merging with Parallax. Vegeta's homeworld's gone. There's no one else like him, only him and Goku and the other Saiyans that they've killed, not counting Gohan, Goten, or Trunks. Him and Vegeta are technically the last of the full-blood Saiyans. Trunks and Trunks, Gohan, and Goten are technically half-breeds. They're half-blood. They're half-human. So that kind of pulls in. So Goku and Vegeta are technically the last full-blood Saiyans. And let's not count Vegeta's little brother from that special. Come on, guys, be cool. Be cool. Anywho, I could just imagine Vegeta, seeing how Sinestro rules over, power through fear. And that's something Vegeta, even though he's one of the good guys, he still thoroughly believes in doing, peace through fear. That's how he kind of looks at things, through, blunt power and terrifying his opponents, which is something he still implements. Vegeta, I could also see, talking to Sinestro and just be like, you get your powers from a ring. My powers come from my very body. And to which Sinestro is like, it's not the ring that makes, that defines me. It's I who defines the ring. And I think it would be cool to have Sinestro show him all the powers that he can do with his ring. All the weapons and the imagery he could create with his ring. And Vegeta would just be... I think Vegeta would be very interested in seeing how the ring his power ring would work. I could also see Vegeta also just sensing a lot of power, because recently Sinestro merged with Parallax, as you can see from this image. So I could see like Vegeta sensing a lot of energy from Sinestro after merging with the living entity of fear. I could definitely see them also just talking like they have friends that are kind of arrogant and kind of foolhardy, look on the brighter things. With Vegeta, it's Goku, and Sinestro, it's of course Hal. And they can say like, yeah, I hated his guts for a while, but him and me, work fine. Is like that Sinestro would tell Vegeta all about Hal. He's just like, he's arrogant, he's pushy, he's strong-willed, and despite everything else, he's the closest one I call friend. And to which Vegeta is like, that reminds me of someone I know. only I can hardly tolerate him at times. But among other things, I could just imagine them also, could you imagine Vegeta and Sinestro teaming up to take on, huge opponents? Like, I could see them going to, Sinestro's homeworld, Korrigar, and just Vegeta just, like, this reminds me so much of, Planet Vegeta. I could just, he would be very interested to see how the society works, how Sinestro technically rules over Korrigar. I could see him very impressed with how Sinestro's, power through fear kind of just works in, on his planet. And he wasn't even of royal blood, and he took over. And I think Vegeta would be generally impressed by Sinestro. And I think Sinestro would be very impressed with Vegeta's own powers. I think he would be very interested in how Vegeta uses his powers as well. I could see him, Vegeta showing Sinestro him going Super Saiyan, and then Super Vegeta, which is, I guess you could say, Super Saiyan 2? Super Saiyan 2, I guess? Or Super Vegeta, I guess? But I think it would be interesting. I don't know if they'd be friends. That's the thing. Like, I don't know if Sinestro and Vegeta would call each other friends. That's kind of the big thing right there. I don't know if these two would actually get along. I could just see them, like, tolerating one another and seeing them working together a few times. But other than that, I could actually see Vegeta or Sinestro saying, someone's going to say something in this conversation that the other one isn't going to like, and rather than talk it out, there's going to be fist flying. And again, please don't bring up a fight between Sinestro and Vegeta and who would win. This is just them meeting, him and, what would happen and how would they encounter one another and how would they, speak to one another. But ignoring if a fight would break out between Sinestro and Vegeta, I think it would be very interesting just to see them have a conversation of how they've grown. Sinestro always believed himself to be the hero of the universe. And that's something Vegeta kind of saw. He kind of, rather than not so much the hero of the universe, but more like its supreme ruler. And, I think he'd be, again, impressed with Sinestro, showing that fear can be a very powerful tool to rule over the galaxy. And that's something I was kind of I just a thought in my head of. I think Vegeta would. I think these two would walk away respecting one another. I think Sinestro and Vegeta would deeply respect one another. But anyway, guys, you guys tell me, what would you guys think if Sinestro and Vegeta ever met one another? What do you think they'd talk about, and what do you think they would do when they met each other? Anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this, and please, guys, just letting everybody know, this is something I like to do myself. This is just something, please don't give me ideas. This, not to sound like a jerk, but please just let me work on this by myself. This is just something I like doing. This is just something I like doing on occasion, not ever so often. But when I do, I just give it a lot of thought and be like, what would it be like if this character met that character, stuff like that. But anyway, guys, once again, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and you guys let me know. What do you think, what would Sinestro think of Vegeta? Alright, guys, later.